Alright, I think this is temple number 3 or temple number 4, but I think it's temple number 3. Let's go check it out. Now, quite a lot just happened in between the last stream and this stream. Quite a bit. This was not supposed to be the next temple on the list. I actually wasn't supposed to come here at all, because I've already streamed here. But I wanted to come back here before I left anyways. So why not today? Let's go this way first. Such a beautiful place. Vietnam is, I think, almost certainly the most beautiful place I've ever been in my life. Third temple, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I'm supposed to take my shoes off or not, but I will just in case. I guess I can tell the story of what I just went through. So, I was walking from the last temple to what was the next temple on the list. It's a temple on an island in the middle of Saigon River. You have to take a ferry to get there. So I was walking to the ferry dock, and there were these tatted up dudes with their shirts off on the side of the road by a lake drinking, and they were like, "Oi, oi!" And I went over and sat with them, and I would say talked with them, but they didn't understand English. I don't understand Vietnamese. And I asked them if they knew how to get to where I was going. They pointed and told me which way to go. And this dude offered me a shot of what I believed to be rice wine. And I told him thank you, but I don't drink. And he said okay. And then off I went. Shit. Then, as I was walking to where I was going, this guy in what I believe to be, now I could be completely mistaken, I can be completely wrong, but this guy in what I believe to be like a fake military or fake officer or some kind of uniform was like, "Hey, motorbike," and I was like, "No, I'm just walking, it's right up here." And he was like, "No, hop on, I'll take you, no worries." And I was like, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "Yeah, no problem." So I get on. Mind you, like, I'm 3 minutes walking distance away from where I was trying to go, the dock I was trying to get to in order to go to the temple on the island. And I'm telling him, I'm thinking he's going too far. I'm pretty sure this is too far. And he's like, no. I know where I'm going. And I check my GPS, and lo and behold, we're 2 times further than I needed to go. And I'm like, no, too far. And he's like, no, up here. And then left. I'm like, all right, maybe this guy knows the area better than I do. And he turns left on this road, and I'm like, no, there's no way. We are definitely way too far. And I'm just like, just stop here. And I get off, and he's like, show me where you needed to go. And I show him. And then he grabs some other person by where we stopped at, and I show them, and they're like, yeah, you need to go back where you were coming from. It's over that way. And he was like, oh, okay. So we turn around. Mind you, the whole time he's driving me, he's hitting every puddle, every dirt patch. My shoes are soaked. My pants are soaked. He has no feet rests on the bike. Didn't give me a helmet, which I'm perfectly fine with, but I'm just setting the scene. And he literally obviously doesn't know where he's going. We go back to where I told him I needed to go in the first place. And I get off of his scooter, and he tells me I need to give him $5, which is exorbitant. Like I said, 3 minutes walking distance. I told him I didn't want to get on the scooter. I told him I was going to walk. He insisted and acted like he wasn't going to charge me anything. I get off the scooter. He's like, give me $5. And I'm like, no, what? No. And he's like, okay, 100,000. And I'm like, no, I'm not giving you anything. I told you I didn't want to ride. And he was like, getting frustrated. And then he pulled out a 50,000 and was like, okay, just 50,000. And I was like, no, I'm not giving you any money. I told you I didn't want to ride. You took me 10 minutes in the wrong direction. You literally, none of this agreement was me giving you money. You told me no problem, hop on the scooter. So I did. And you literally got my $1,000 shoes dirty. Like, no, you're not getting any money from me. And he got all frustrated and upset. And I was like, sorry, I'm not giving you anything. And he was just like, okay, go, bye. So I walk off towards the dock where I was trying to go. And once I get up to the dock, mind you, from everything I saw, the tickets for the ferry should be $20K, maybe $30K. So I get to the dock, and they're like, you want to go to the temple on the island, right? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, well, you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait until like 7 other passengers come at least, because we need a full boat to take the trip or whatever. And I was like, okay, how long until other passengers come? And he was like, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll wait. How much is a ticket? And he was like, 50,000. And I was like, Jesus. So I was expecting it to be 20,000, maybe 30,000. He tells me 50,000. And I'm like, all right, whatever, man, I'll wait. So then I wait, and I think maybe like 3 minutes later, he says, okay, actually we have enough passengers if you want to go now. And I asked how many passengers would you need? And he said like 5 to 7, because I was just going to pay for the whole thing. If they needed 5 to 7 tickets to make it worth it, and it was 20,000, I'd pay the 100 to 140,000 to go, just by myself. And he was like, okay, we have enough passengers now if you want to go now. And I was like, okay. And I was about to pay. And he was like, we'll pick you up at 1 or 2 p.m. And I was like, oh, what? No, I don't have enough time for that. Because I need to get 8 more temples in a short period of time. And it was only noon. So, long story short, I left that dock, didn't take the ferry to the island temple, which I'm kind of salty about, but I just didn't have time. And then I ordered a Grab to take me back to the metro station. And as I was waiting for the Grab, I realized I literally was standing right in front of another temple on the list, but I had already ordered the Grab, so I couldn't go to that temple. And I was going to be headed towards, like, away from that temple, so there was no, like, getting another Grab back and going to that temple. So, long story short, I missed 2 temples on the list, which is why I'm now here at the temple that I've been to before, because I need to make up for missing 2 temples, and this temple is amazing. So I'm gonna try and do a quick walkthrough of this temple, and then we'll get out of here and continue on with the list as I planned to before. But yeah, that's what I just went through. But nothing too bad. And this temple is definitely beautiful, and like I said, I wanted to come back here anyways, so more of a blessing than a curse. I'm glad to be here. So after this, I'm gonna try and make it to 7 more temples before my data runs out. But we'll see how many I can fit in. I just need to hurry up and get to the top of this temple because time's already running out. This may still be my favorite temple. The vibes here are good. And there's this huge Buddha. It's crazy. I really, really, really like this temple. I started today's journey at 8 a.m. and I'm pretty sure it's already almost 1 or is 1 p.m. and there's still 7 temples on the list. There's more than that, but we're gonna do what we can. And unfortunately, if I want to show you 7 more temples, that means that this part of the stream is coming to an end. I'll just do a little loop around. And then it's about time we move on to the next location. I've been getting around using the Ho Chi Minh City Metro. It's 40,000 for a day pass. So, cheaper than Grab, for sure. It would have taken me 40,000 for the first Grab to get to the first temple we went to. In fact, I've also been using Grab to, what's it called? I forget what it's called. To supplement the metro stops. And I've definitely spent over 120,000 on Grabs already. So 40,000 for a day pass at the metro is, thank you, Stika. So 40,000 at the metro is a really good deal for 1 day pass. But yeah, that's about it for this. That's about it for this part of the stream, for this temple. But like I said, I'll be back once I get to the next temple. I just have to keep cutting it and restarting, because if not, then the data's gonna die out before I can show you all the temples. So if you'd like to see more, make sure to tune back in.